So it's concrete pour day. We've got a lot of work done this week. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to put it all in a video. We're going to start at the beginning though and show you the finishing touches on the site prep. And then I dug the foundation with the cat. And then we did the finish grading. Concrete guys were out here yesterday setting up the forms. I got a time lapse of that. I'm getting a time lapse of the pour, and then we'll just be in and out with you a bit today. We've got a shooting competition tomorrow, so I'm gonna try and get all this put into a video for you guys. But I apologize up front if it's not a full video this week. Try and grab this gently. It's tough getting a tree this big out of here. Hey Sola! You have to pull the truck forward a little. Just pull it forward like 10 feet. Big scoops. We ain't got time for little scoops. Big scoop. Grapple is working. Let's send it. So our primary mission is to remove trees from in the way of the foundation. I love this machine so much. The electronic controls feel so good. They do what I want. Unlike the Kubota, I've had 3 Kubota skid steers, and I love them. However, a major improvement that can be made is the controls. They still brag about having full hydraulic wet sticks. I do not see that as a benefit, because no matter how good the valving in those sticks is, it's not adaptive, it's not situational, and it can't really be tuned much. The electronic valving allows you to adapt everything and change it based on what you're doing. So, I don't know. My experience is that electric skid steer controls run a lot better. And I think, like most Bobcat operators would agree with that. I love the backup camera. The 2-speed works really well. It's a smooth engagement. It's responsive, so there's no lag, and it's able to turn in second gear very well. You can't ask for better than that. So I think the technique with this is to drag some stuff out of the pile, then get a proper grip on it. Rake it up like that. Then squeeze, lift, and go. I absolutely love this machine. It drives so much better than the Kubota. It's crazy. This stick is not fatiguing. It's kind of hard to explain, but the electronic controls are more responsive. And so you're not wrestling the left stick to get the machine to turn and do what you want. With the full wet stick, like on the Kubota, you're fighting the spring resistance on that hydraulic valving and the stick all day long, and you're fighting it like with big motions just to get it to do basic little turns. Whereas this thing sees an input on the electric joystick and it does all the work of switching the valving to make the machine turn. And that's what you want. You want electric controls. Get some fuel in this bad boy. By golly, it's working. Oh yeah. She's taking fuel, bud. All right, let's see if we can do a little fabrication in the woods. All right, you should be able to see that. So what we're gonna do is cut the ear of this metal flange off. This flange is not really like within spec. It's almost just decorative, but it sticks out too far this way and this way. This ear like shouldn't be here, and it's causing an interference problem with the Yanmar track loader. It's not a problem on the Kubota, but on the Yanmar, this ear here is in the way. So we're going to cut it off. I put some marks on there yesterday, but it was raining, and I'm going to try and mark it better. So you probably can't see that. I can barely see it. I should have brought a different marking tool. But I'm trying to cut it just outside the weld and see where that gets us. So this is kind of a tricky cut. Just sort of bad working angles, but I think this should do it. Seems to be working. Hogging some metal out. looking pretty good, actually. I might throw a fresh blade on here just so I have more reach. All right, here's a new blade. Hope you can see that new blade. Also, just FYI, I do have 2 fire extinguishers, and it just snowed and rained, so nothing's catching on fire today. Just breaking the edge a little. Right, that worked. We got through there. Wasn't too bad. This paint just does not like this silver streak pencil. I should have brought a quartz chalk marker. Due to the position of everything, I'm having the best luck holding it upside down like this, so we'll keep going for that. Well, I can see a problem, which is my spindle here is going to touch on this edge. I won't have room to keep cutting like that. I might have to move you guys. Something like that, maybe. So this cut is going to suck. The sparks are going to be going the wrong way and all that. I just can't hold it any other way. Got her. Well, there's a good chance that'll work and fit on the machine, but we're not gonna know till we try it. I'm gonna throw a tiny bit of spray paint on there just to protect it. Got some acrylic enamel semi-gloss black. This is kind of a charcoal where it's faded, but it'll look good. All right. One thing I've learned about spray painting is always paint the hardest to reach spot first, because you're easy to reach spots like the sides and the big faces right in front of you. They're going to get plenty of paint. But the hard to reach spot, you try and go get that afterwards, and you end up with paint runs because you already have a bunch of spray on everything else and it drips. It's just a fun tip, get you better results. I doubt you guys can hear that, but the grouse is thumping his chest again. I spent like 30 plus years of my life not knowing what that sound was in the forest. Oh, maybe I'll roll in a clip of it or something. All right, that'll be good enough. You can see all these other spots where the paint's rubbed off, so I mean, why am I even painting it? I don't know. I got OCD like that. All right, let's try to attach the machine, perhaps. Oh yeah. Give it a little bit of high idle action. So I'm going to show you this. This little guy has turned out to be the absolute cheat code for pruning these ugly lower branches. On the little branches, it just totally removes the stuff you would use a machete on. But even on these bigger branches where you might use a chainsaw, if you hit it with a back and forth motion like this, it uses the curve of the blade and it just lightsabers through there at a really high speed. Pretty fast. This one tool lets you get rid of the machete and the chainsaw, and it's way easier. So like this one previously got hit by a masticating head. It's ugly. Amazing in my opinion. I've done a lot of this, and this is the way to go. I'll show you on these smaller branches. Beauty. Let's get this thing going. Oh yeah. Wish me luck, you guys. Be great if my tree puller fit. Forgot to move my truck. That is unfortunate. Right here you can see a mark. And right here, a mark. That's where those tabs on the tree puller attachment were hitting the Yanmar. I believe the ears that we cut off will be enough, but we're about to find out. All right. Watch right there. That's what we're looking for. All right, guys. Wish me luck. I don't have the best visibility of this. It seems like I'm hooked, but I won't be able to tell till I can get out and look. I need to be on flat ground. This is progress because I wasn't able to hook up at all before. The good news is the attachment is on and it's fully locked in, but if you look right here, it does look like we're still barely touching. Right in there, we're still barely touching edge to edge. So probably what I'm going to do is wait until there are some wear marks, until I have a better marker for marking on this paint. And I'll mark right exactly where it's touching, and then I'll cut some little notches. I'll grind some notches in there. In the meantime, though, I think we should pull some trees with this thing. This is the biggest, baddest tree puller on the market, as far as I know. It's the Danuser Intimidator, and it is pretty awesome. I was saving these trees because they form a sort of privacy wall but I've realized that they're gonna have to go. And they're also not much of a wall. They're just these scraggly little saplings. So we're gonna pull those with the track loader, and you'll get to see how efficient that is compared to plucking them with that mini excavator. We go for a twofer. I'm gonna start making a pile right up here. So I can tell you right now, this is basically a no-brainer compared to plucking with the excavator, which does require some skill, some practice. So the main thing I'm excited about with this tree puller is you can pull these tiny thin trees that are so hard to get with the excavator. Yeah, that works really nice. Real nice. So I got this thing used on Marketplace for like, I believe it was at least 3,000 bucks off. That's how I try to get everything these days. See if it can pinch this micro tree. Yeah, easily. You could pretty much never get that with the excavator. Unless your teeth mesh together, which mine don't. Trying to yank a bushel here. Come on, trees.
Follow this old river down to where the poppies grow, and drink that cool water till I get my fill. And take me out past the mud and rust and all the broken bones, and watch the sun fall down behind the hills. I'm in love with a woman, and she makes me wanna sing a song. I'm in love with a woman, and she makes me wanna build a home. I'm in love with a woman, and she makes me wanna sing a song. I'm in love with a woman, and she makes me wanna build a home. work hard all day, stone by stone for the night to come. There's no sleep like that of tired bones. And rub my hands and whisper to me about tomorrow, about the kids and the house.
I see what you did there.
We got sick, by the way, so I apologize if I don't get this video out, or if I split it into two parts. I think I'm gonna have to split it into part 1 and part 2, because I don't see how I can get it done with a shooting match tomorrow. Like, there's no way. But yeah, all this concrete trucks, pumper truck, he's got a team of like 5 young guys here plus himself. It just makes you think about how no man is an island. It doesn't matter how much money you got, you're so dependent on these service providers, these materials, and the supply chain, which is getting weirder and weirder every year. It's just wild. It makes you think about like self-sufficiency and what is possible. I mean, I know there's guys out there on YouTube who are doing like 100% self-sufficiency, and that's their goal. I think that's crazy. Like, there's 350 million Americans. There's always going to be someone else. This idea that you're going to be like totally self-sufficient or disappear into the hills, you know, I have some friends who are like that, and I've tried to tell them how foolish that idea is, but they don't listen. I think the main reason they don't listen is they're not very prepared, and they don't think they'll ever be very prepared. And so their whole life plan, if stuff gets weird, is to head for the hills. I try and tell them that's not going to work, but they don't listen. What this shows me is no man is an island. It doesn't matter how much money you got. It doesn't matter if you got 1,000 acres. You're still going to need somebody, and you're still going to need supply chain. You're going to have to be able to find stuff. To me, it just reminds me that the most powerful thing any of us can do is form teams and community. And that's what I'm trying to do all the time, is build community, build my network, because that's the only real power, in my opinion. Separate we're weak, together we're strong, that kind of thing. That's a fact. Your most important people in the world are obviously your immediate family. If you can build a big family, that's it. Like, you're rich. If you've got a lot of kids and a lot of grandkids, you're rich. You're as rich as it gets, you know. It's taken me 40 years to learn that, to undo my cultural programming and realize, like, all of the wealth is in the family. It's in your people. People who share your values and who you've been able to teach and instill your values into, and they go on and carry those values forward. Everything is about your people, which is your immediate family, and growing it as big as you possibly can. But yeah, creating community is the most important thing. The most important people outside your family unit and, you know, extended family and all that is your neighbors. Your immediate nearby neighbors are the most important people that you need to be making friends with. And I've already done it. I know all my neighbors exactly like I did at my old place, and I love it. I'm like good friends with my neighbors. Even the ones that we started off on kind of the wrong foot. We're on the same page now, and we're happy to have each other. Like these one neighbors here, we sort of started off rough because they were actually over my property line, and I let them know. I got the line surveyed, and I let them know they were over my line. I sent them a letter, certified mail, because basically I was initiating the legal process in case they wanted to be jerks I was going to go right into the lawsuit. And so that's why I sent them a letter, certified mail, blah, blah, blah. They ended up being cool, and they took me up on my offer of a boundary line adjustment. I offered to sell them this piece. It's sort of like cutting the ear off of my property, and they decided to take me up on that. Even though we started off kind of rough, we have actually become friends, and they just thanked me the other day. They said they're so glad to have us as their neighbors, versus having like a developer come in here and chop up this piece of land and split it into, or turn it into a subdivision. That's what all the neighbors were fearing. And so when they found out it was just me and my wife and kids, and we are not subdividing this, and it will never be subdivided, they're all pumped about that. You know, they're super happy. That's the best outcome they could have hoped for. And so we're happy to, you know, be able to do that. We're happy they're happy, basically, because your neighbors are your most important friends, you know, your most important allies, after your family, of course, and your best friends. But I mean, your best friends, this has been like a hard lesson for me in my 40s, but the fact is, you know, in your 30s and 40s, all your best friends are busy with their families and busy with their careers. And their families and their careers are always going to come first. And that's just the way it is. That's like a cold, hard fact of life. And so, in my opinion, your neighbors are maybe even more important than your best friends, because they're right there, you know? And so if you need help with something, you need to borrow a tool, whatever it is, being best buddies with your neighbors is like total life hack, in my opinion. This is my second time building like a neighborhood community, and that's what I have to say about it. It's like key. It's really not your best friends who have your vested interests at heart. It's your neighbors, because they also have vested interest in the area and the safety and security and peace and happiness and enjoyment of the area. It's your neighbors who have a vested interest in that. So my message to you is go and make friends with your neighbors. That's the best thing I have ever done in the last 8 years, making good friends with all my neighbors and creating a neighborhood watch group. And it's the same thing here with this property. I have made friends with all my immediate neighbors, which touch my property. All of them, I know all their names, and we're friends. So that's my advice to you. Make friends with your neighbors. They're more important than your best buddies when it comes to securing the homestead and stuff like that. You know, it's them you're going to call in the middle of the night, because they're right there, you know? It's just the way that works. That's what I've learned. I think we're going to cut it and go home and edit some footage so that we can post something for you guys this week. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to even post a video this week. I'm too busy. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. We need to grow our subscribers. Love you. Bye.
8 hours later.
Are you ready?
Some of their bowling pin shoots.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Good. These buddies with Armin in them.
Clear. Cuz this is my first
Absolutely not.
He was fast, huh?
I'm thinking about it. I just noticed I got an email saying that.
So it will happen occasionally when we hit the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
They usually put a boost. Stand by. If you are finished, unload and show clear. If clear, hammer down and hold. Stand by. If you are finished, unload and show clear. Yeah, it's hard to take a video. Clear, hammer down and hold. Range is clear.
Hands down on this one? Yes, sir. Are you ready? Stand by. If you're finished, unload. Show clear. Clear, hammer down. Twister. Range is clear. Time 10:27. 2 alpha, 2 alpha. 2 alpha, 2 alpha. 2 alpha. 2 alpha. 2 alpha. Alpha Charlie. Alpha Charlie. 2 Charlie. 2 Charlie. Alpha Charlie. Alpha Charlie.
What is that one rank?
Step throughs.
Freestyle.
Are you first, Zach?
See, that's what I was
No, I was out of air first.
Strong hand.
We're on third. That means one shot. That's one shot. Sean. Okay, so Samuel's first. And one.
Reload.
Samuel's our shooter. Mike is on deck. I am in the hole.
Are you ready? Stand by. Are you ready? Stand by. If you are finished, unload and show clear.
Are you ready? Stand by. Prepare for your next trade. Stand by.
A good revolver reload with speed load is very satisfying.
Yeah. I want moon clips though. It's so slow. Moon clips are
Yes, sir.
burrito.
Are you ready?
Yeah, dude, I got a 45. Yeah. Moon clip.
That's what I. Oh, Josh is. It's very satisfying to watch.
Just spin the cylinder and it'll figure itself out.
But his is all like out, the whole cylinders. He's like, he like can like throw them and it just like go.
Version, which is like all black.
Stand by.
Their modern purple grip. Very often change their nail sights, like iron. The competition trick and the shape of the trigger. I got it straight. Flat.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Oh, really?
If you're finished, unload and show clear.
Hey!
It's clear, hammer down, hold clear. Oh, hold on. Range is clear. 1, 2, 2, 1.
1, 2, 2, 1.
Are you ready?
I don't even make it anymore. I don't know
Stand by.
With this one,
If you are finished,
on the
unload
longer
and show
slide, it
clear.
seemed like
Clear,
its
hammer
shot
down,
was
and
like
hold
a little easy.
Stand by. If you are finished, unload and show clear. Clear, hammer down. Range is clear.
Michael, your double tap on that one.
Are you ready? Stand by. If you're finished, unload and show clear. It's clear, hammer down and hold clear.
Pretty good for no red dot.
Clear. Time 16:89.
That's a really nice
Are you ready? Stand by.
Oh, it looks nice. Oh, okay. But it looks good.
Hands down, right?
Yes, sir. Are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by. If you're finished, unload and show clear. Clear, hammer down, and